We're taught to associate burning fat with breaking a sweat. But what if the main way fat actually leaves your body is with every single breath? But the breath is just the start, revealing the hidden science of how your body really works. Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Today, we're tackling something I think a lot of us think about pretty often: weight loss.
Yeah, definitely a popular topic.
For sure. But we're not interested in the quick fixes and the fad diets. We want to go deeper. Get into the nitty-gritty of the science behind how our bodies actually lose weight.
That's right. We've gone through a ton of research, really tried to break it down.
Yeah, because there's so much information out there, it can be confusing.
Absolutely. It's overwhelming.
Exactly. So our goal is to cut through that noise and give you guys some real actionable insights, maybe even a few surprises along the way.
You'll be surprised what your body's really doing.
Right. So we'll cover the whole picture: energy balance, the way our body burns fat, how metabolism works, the role of diet and exercise, and even things like sleep and stress. Stuff we don't always connect to weight loss.
It's all connected.
Yeah, it really is. So let's start with that foundational principle: energy balance. Calories in versus calories out.
Yeah, you hear that all the time.
Right, but the report we're looking at, it's not as simple as just crunching numbers, is it?
Definitely not.
Yeah.
I mean, that calorie deficit is super important. It's the foundation. But your body is a complex system. Your genetics, your individual metabolic rate, even your environment, all these things play a role.
So it's not one size fits all.
Not at all.
Now, one myth the research really busted for me was blaming one single food group for weight gain.
Oh, yeah, we hear that all the time.
Carbs are bad, fat is evil, and so on.
Right. And the truth is, it's about the overall energy balance. Any extra calories you consume, whether they come from carbs, fat, or protein, if they're not used, your body stores them as fat.
So it's about the total amount, not just the source.
Exactly.
Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for me: metabolic adaptation. The report talks about how your body can actually become more efficient at conserving energy when you cut calories.
Isn't that fascinating?
It is. So it's like our bodies are fighting back.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an evolutionary adaptation. When food was scarce, those who could conserve energy survived.
Makes sense.
And it explains those frustrating weight loss plateaus. You're doing everything right, but the scale won't budge. It's because your body is adapting, requiring less energy to function.
So we need to adjust our approach.
Exactly. You got to keep your body guessing.
Okay, so let's talk about the physical process of losing fat. What actually happens in our bodies?
So it starts with lipolysis. That's the breakdown of fat. And then those fatty acids are used for fuel through a process called beta oxidation. But here's the mind-blowing part. Most of that fat mass, it doesn't just disappear. You actually breathe it out as carbon dioxide.
Wait, really?
Yeah. The majority of the weight you lose is literally exhaled. The rest is water.
That is wild. I never knew that.
It's one of the most surprising things people learn.
Okay, so let's dive into metabolism itself. We always hear about it. The report breaks down into a few components, starting with BMR.
Right. BMR stands for basal metabolic rate. It's basically the energy your body burns just to keep you alive, even at rest. Just breathing, circulating blood, all those basic functions.
And what influences that the most?
The biggest factor is lean muscle mass. The more muscle you have, the higher your BMR. It means you're burning more calories even when you're just relaxing.
So building muscle is key.
It's huge.
Okay, and then there's TO.
Yes. The thermic effect of food. That's the energy your body uses to digest and process the food you eat.
So it takes energy to break down energy.
Exactly. And here's a fun fact. Protein actually takes more energy to digest compared to carbs and fats. So by choosing protein-rich foods, you're actually giving your metabolism a little boost.
Interesting. So what you eat can affect how much energy you burn.
Absolutely.
If you're finding this deep dive valuable, take a moment to subscribe to make it make sense. New topics are broken down every week.
And then the report talks about NEAT, which isn't your typical workout.
Right. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Think of it as all the movement you do outside of planned exercise. Walking to the bus stop, doing chores, fidgeting at your desk, even just standing up more often.
So it's like incidental activity.
Exactly. And even though these things seem small, they can add up big time over the course of a day, contributing significantly to your overall calorie burn.
So it's not just about hitting the gym.
Nope, it's about being more active in general.
Okay, so knowing all this, how do we put it into action? How do we create that calorie deficit through our diet?
Well, first, focus on nutrient-dense, lower-calorie foods.
Yeah,
Things like fruits, vegetables, lean protein.
makes sense.
And portion control is crucial. We've gotten used to these huge portions, so using smaller plates, measuring out servings, being mindful of how much we're actually eating.
Really paying attention.
And remember what we talked about with protein. Choosing protein at meals and snacks can help you feel fuller for longer, so you're less likely to overeat.
The report actually had some really interesting examples of food swaps to cut calories. Did any of those stand out to you?
Yeah, there were a few good ones, like swapping out those tortilla chips for some air-popped popcorn can save you a ton of calories.
Oh yeah, I love popcorn.
Right, and switching from sugary sodas to water. That's another simple change that can make a big difference.
Okay, so diet is a big piece. But what about exercise? What role does that play, especially when we hear so much about cardio versus strength training?
Well, both are important, but they do different things. Cardio is great for burning calories in the moment. You're moving, your heart rate is up, you're burning energy right then.
So that immediate calorie burn.
Exactly. But if you want to boost your metabolism in the long term, that's where strength training comes in. It's all about building that lean muscle mass, which, as we talked about earlier, means you're burning more calories even when you're at rest.
No, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Exactly. And ideally, you want a combination of both cardio and strength training in your routine.
The best of both worlds. Now, beyond diet and exercise, the report also highlighted the importance of sleep, stress, and even just staying hydrated.
Yeah, we tend to overlook those things, but they're incredibly important.
Why is that?
Well, when you're sleep deprived, it throws your hunger hormones out of whack, making you feel more hungry and craving those high-calorie foods.
Ah, so that late-night snacking.
Exactly. And chronic stress, it elevates your cortisol levels, which can also lead to increased appetite and craving.
This is a double whammy.
Right. And staying hydrated is crucial too. It helps your metabolism function properly and can even help you feel more full and satisfied.
So it's all these little things adding up.
Exactly. It's about creating a holistic approach to weight loss.
So it sounds like the takeaway here is that it's not about quick fixes or extreme measures. It's about building sustainable habits.
100%. It's about gradual changes, finding what works for you, and being consistent over time.
And being kind to yourself along the way.
Absolutely. It's a journey, not a race. Celebrate those small victories, be patient with yourself, and remember that setbacks are normal.
And if someone's feeling overwhelmed or maybe has some underlying health concerns, when should they consider seeking professional guidance?
It's always a good idea to consult with your doctor or a registered dietitian, especially if you have any health conditions. And if you're looking for guidance on exercise, a certified personal trainer can help you create a safe and effective plan.
So much good information here. What's one key thing you want our listeners to walk away with from this deep dive?
I think the fact that we exhale most of the fat we lose as carbon dioxide is just so mind-blowing. It really highlights the amazing transformation happening within our bodies.
That's a great one. So for everyone listening, think about one small, actionable step you can take today based on what you've learned. This is just the beginning of a more informed approach to your health journey. Thanks for joining us on the Deep Dive.
Thanks for joining our deep dive. If this sparked an idea for a future topic, let us know in the comments below. You can continue exploring this subject by watching our next video right here, or subscribe to catch all our future breakdowns. We'll see you in the next one.